Okay guys, I'm out of the van today. I'm not exactly sure how to focus and sit on this camera. I don't use this camera that often, but I'm going to start using it because it's expensive and it's been sitting around. So I gotta start using it and start selling. I've sold a lot of my old equipment, some relatively valuable, out of eBay, and now I have this box of component parts. If you spend much of the last 5 to 10 years conservatively collecting pieces of mostly action camera stuff, etc., you run into piles of stuff like this. And I've got to get this out of my van. You know, I cleaned out it hasn't been in my van all the time. I cleaned out my storage unit, but now I've got all this stuff. I put some of the stuff in the van to get rid of, but it's too valuable just to throw away. So I'm going to collect these into little boxes of like parts and probably sell them in batches on eBay. If you glance over here, you'll see some mounts I've got over here. I'm not sure how this thing is focusing. It's not doing real good here. Here, the focus is better now, I think. Anyway, so I got to work on autofocus on this thing. This camera, the reason I don't get complex cameras, I don't have time to figure them out and don't really care to. So what I end up with is a lot of blurred things unless I use a very simple action type camera or some of the other cameras that are sort of hybrid action SLR cameras now, the real tiny ones. So that's what I've been using mostly. And I also got a few GoPro pieces. I'm going to try to put those together because GoPro is very overpriced, and I can collect a few of those and put it together and probably get a pretty good amount of change for it. All right, that's what I'm doing today. This is more of a slice of life, or what the heck is going on in my life type of thing today. So I'm just want to show you this. The van, I'm just trying to clean out the van. I'll show some more stuff about the van probably either today or tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure how that'll be scheduled in my release of videos, but I'll also show you this at the end when I've got a good collection of stuff and boxed up in units. And then I'll probably be dropping it on eBay. I'm not going to mention it the eBay channel or where I'm putting it because it's not really part of the channel. Who knows? Might be in the future. I will talk to you later. Alright, as I've said before, I'm out of the van today. I'm in the hotel room for a day or so. This is the weekend. I always do that. And I have gone out to my van and took a bunch of stuff out of here. This stuff is camera stuff. If you have 5 years to 6 years of a wholly majority unsuccessful YouTube channel, but you do get to enjoy the camera equipment, you collect a lot of stuff. I've got wrist mounts. I've got hand mounts. I've got mics that I can't use with some of my systems. I can. I've got memory cards. There's a couple of knives in there. This is just random stuff in here. And over here, I've got other ones here. Like this is some more of those mounts. I think this is a head mount. Got a head mount or two over here, and some oddball mounts for some oddball cameras I probably don't even have anymore. Don't have used head mounts much. Haven't done a lot of detecting, but I need to get back into that as well. That's one of the reasons I started all this stuff. It's just miscellaneous stuff. Some pull ties. I got a bunch of pull ties. My van is built to a great deal on pull ties. I think this is just yeah, that's Craig jig when I was actually doing the woodwork in my van. So I'm just trying to collect this stuff. God, the van is not a lot of room for storage, so quite a bit of this stuff might be edging my way out. I'm sort of subdividing it because I might sell some of this stuff online in order just to get it out and off of my plate. Over here, this is just the trash I've gathered. I have to double check here. These are the bits and pieces for one-off cameras and stuff that I'm not going to use ever again, or I can't even find the cameras that were attached to it. I'm still going through my storage trying to find things, so you're gonna be seeing that. So basically, this is the organizational part of van life I do so horribly, and I'm trying to get it fixed up. I got rid of a lot of stuff online. One guy had a problem with something. I just told him I refunded his money and told him to keep it or throw it away. You know, I know that's not exactly professional, but he got his money back and he's got that camera, and I think it will function. It just might not function the way he wants it, but he's got it for free. So basically, I'm just doing this. This is my starter solenoid. I've got a, you know, for a while I was bringing through starter solenoids on a pretty regular basis. I think that might have been just because of, I don't know, I'm not exactly clear in this thing. It might be just because of some bad cables that I replaced. So far, it's been intact. Still having issues sometime with gear shifts. So I see a transmission job into my dim future, hopefully next year. But because it very rarely happens, but you know, it could be next year or tomorrow. So I'm not doing a lot of running around. I rarely get out of the general area, about 5 or 10 miles of my suburban location where I work, because I'm just not going to stretch this van out until it's 100%, and it is basically 90% or more. But I just don't want to go somewhere where I have to have it towed forever back to get it worked on. It's just, you know, my world is always in flux, and usually the worst possible things happen at the worst possible time. No problems yet, so I'm just projecting my pessimistic view of life here. I'm watching Living in the Van. I enjoy this guy. He has a life that's a lot more complex than mine, and I just enjoy the way he handles it. It makes me feel good about handling the little minor annoyances I've got by comparison. And I guys need to, if you're looking for a person to subscribe to, get to Living in the Van. I really like his stuff. You know, it's real slice of life kind of stuff. You know, so I try to do that. I don't give you a whole lot of details about my life because my life is not that complex. And it's relatively happy, and most of the time I have enough money to get through the day, but we'll see how it ends up. Talk to you later, and I don't know if I'll add anything more to this particular video. It's going to be a day in the life. It's just organization. I took all of this stuff out of my storage, put it in my van, so now I've got to break it down and get it somewhere where I can store it. So I might be taking it back to that storage facility because I just cannot have that much junk in my van. Talk to you later.